Caro, mindfulness-based counselor and coach, and this video is about loving kindness meditation. So what is it? How do we do it? And what are the benefits of it? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of these, and what I want to say straight up is that this video doesn't have a loving kindness practice within it. So if you want to practice loving kindness meditation rather than learn about those things that I just mentioned, there's going to be a link for a loving kindness meditation practice on the Insight Timer app in the description below. So loving kindness meditation is something that, in the form that I'm talking about it, is derived from the Buddhist tradition. And it can be done as a seated or lying down meditation, or it can also be thought of as an attitude that we practice having throughout the day towards the people around us and towards ourselves. And it can also be an active way of living. It can be going out and doing small, selfless acts of kindness without seeking or needing reward for them. So the practice itself, in terms of doing a meditation, is in general closing your eyes and bringing your attention within yourself, coming to a calm and relaxed space within yourself. And you can do that through a mindfulness practice or some deep breathing, just something to kind of get you grounded and settled within yourself. And then what you're doing is you're starting to think thoughts that generate feelings of love and kindness towards yourself, towards those around you, and then eventually to all beings. And the finer details of that, as I said, you'll be able to explore in the link below. But in general, you can do that in whatever way feels helpful and right for you. But the more traditional way of doing it is to see the image within your own mind using a visualization of yourself or a particular person or a group of people, and to wish them well, thinking phrases like, may you be happy, may you be well, and may you be peaceful. There's also in the Buddhist tradition an instruction where you imagine as though you're actually sending out loving kindness, like it was a sound. It had been described like blowing a conch in a certain direction. So you can think of it like radiating a feeling of love from yourself in all directions, in front of you, beside you, behind you, the other side, up, down, all directions. So these are the more traditional and formal ways of doing it. But you might find after practicing this that there's certain phrases and visualizations that help you think towards yourself and others in a compassionate and kind way that suits you, that's slightly different. And if that's the case, you go ahead and run with that. If that's creating the desired effect for you, the general principle is that you're thinking and feeling thoughts of love and kindness, that you're in a fairly relaxed state of mind, and that you, at the end of it, you feel that sense of love and kindness generated within you. So now I want to talk a little bit about the research, because there's been some scientific studies done on loving kindness and the benefit that it has for us. And this month, a lot of the content that I'm putting out is around stress and the neurobiology of stress and how it affects us and what we can do about it. So I'll start off by saying that the evidence definitely suggests that this helps us reduce our stress and manage stress. And a lot of the other things that the evidence says are just different ways that it helps us reduce our stress. For example, they found that people that do loving kindness meditation, they respond differently to pain, they manage it better, and their reported pain levels are lower, not just when they're doing the meditation, but up until the following day. And also the reactivity from that pain, because chronic pain and acute pain has been shown to increase our blood pressure and make us more reactive, less patient. So those types of responses to having sort of like a shorter temper as a result of the pain, they're decreased. So we have more patience, more tolerance when we've been practicing loving kindness meditation, and that extends up to 48 hours and beyond. If you're doing this on a daily basis, it just keeps on expanding your capacity to do that. Something else that it shows in the research is that it increases your life expectancy. Obviously, that doesn't account for an accident or something like that. But if you lead a life fairly sort of accident free, then you'll find that your life expectancy compared to what it was going to be before doing the practice is increased. And I won't give you too much detail, but if you kind of go deep within, and had a microscopic look at what's going on inside of us, there's something called telomeres, and the telomeres have little caps on them. And what they can do is they can measure how long those caps are on the ends of the telomeres. And they know that people that have longer telomeres have a longer life expectancy. And they also know that people that practice loving kindness, from before they started practicing it to after having a long-term practice, that their telomeres are longer. So it actually increases your life expectancy. Something else that is shown is that within our brain, there's certain regions associated with empathy and compassion, our ability to feel accurately what other people are feeling and to wish well for them. So when we do this, the gray matter in those regions of the brain becomes stronger, denser, and bigger. Just like going to the gym will do that for your muscles, sitting down and practicing loving kindness every day will do the same thing within your brain. And the more we have the tendency of thinking in the way of kindness and compassion towards others, other areas of the brain that are associated with unhappiness and mental health actually start to atrophy and become weaker and less dense. So we're literally growing our ability to be happy and weakening our tendency to be unhappy, which is great news, because this practice is something that anyone can do on a regular basis. And it's something that there's plenty of education about out there for you to find out, just like this video. So something else that this benefits is that if you're already doing therapy or a coaching, psychotherapeutic, counseling, intervention, psychology, and you start to practice loving kindness alongside of it, the evidence suggests that the benefits of that therapy are increased by practicing loving kindness. So you can see in an overall way that it has the ability to reduce stress, increase your quality of life, enhance your relationships, and benefit and support any therapeutic process you might be going through. So I hope you found that as interesting as I found it, and as helpful as I've found it. I've been practicing this for around, I think, 15 or so years now, and I've noticed a marked difference in my life as a result of it. And so I encourage you to give it a try. Go on the link below and have a go at that Insight Timer meditation I mentioned. But also, if you have a comment to make or an opinion to share, or an experience that you want to type in the comments below, go ahead and do that. Or if you have a question for me or a suggestion for a future video, then feel free to email mike@michaelvaccaro.com.au. I'll have the link for that below as well. And if you really enjoyed this, go ahead and like it, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. Thank you so much for listening. I've loved sharing this. I'm very passionate about it. And I hope that you get out of it the joy and the happiness and the peace that I have as well. So